Hi, everybody, and welcome to 25 Days of Christmas Movies. I'm your host, the Idea Maker, and today is December 1st, and I'm going to be presenting to you guys a reaction to the movie Little Women. Now, you guys are probably thinking, really, is Little Women a Christmas movie? Well, technically, I consider it a Christmas movie because it does take place. A lot of it takes place during the Christmas season, and especially this is during a time where I think that I know this is going to be one of the more sad movies, but I think that this is going to be a very important one that I think that is going to help me and it's going to help others who are probably going through a tough time right now. So, as I'm going to be watching, this is going to be Little Women. This is going to be the 2019 Greta Gerwig directed movie, which stars Saoirse Ronan, Emma Watson, and Florence Pugh, along with Bob Odenkirk, Laura Dern, Timothée Chalamet, and Meryl Streep. As the plot points out, it says, in the years after the Civil War, Jo March lives in New York and makes her living as a writer, while her sister Amy studies painting in Paris. Amy has a chance to encounter with Theodore, a childhood crush who proposed to Jo, but was ultimately rejected. Their oldest sibling, Meg, is married to a school teacher, while shy sister Beth develops a devastating illness that brings the family back together. So it is going to be some amount of drama, but this movie is beautifully written, it is beautifully directed, and it is beautifully acted, especially by the four talented actresses who plays the March sisters. And I have begun getting myself familiar to them before the movie came out because that I watched the anime that they had back in, I don't even know if it was the 80s or the 90s, and they used to have it on a Christian child TV station called Smile of a Child, and unfortunately they don't do the reruns anymore for it, but I did find it on Amazon Prime Video, so I might as well buy the show and then react to it, and I will definitely do that for you guys. Especially, it was a childhood classic favorite of mine when watching anime, and it was one of the first ones that I ever got to watch as a kid. But with that being said, let's go ahead, and I'm wishing you guys a very sweet and very Merry Christmas and very beautiful December as we go into our first movie for the 25 Days of Christmas right now, which is the 2019 adaptation, or the 2019 adaptation of Little Women right now. Have seen this movie before, but it has been a while ago since I've last seen it, so it'll be like if I'm watching the movie all over again. So just letting you guys know ahead of time. I've had lots of trouble, so I write jolly tales. Louisa May Alcott. Oh yeah, that's the writer for Little Women, for the original novel.
A friend of mine desired me to offer a story by her. She wrote it. She'd be glad to write more if this suits.
Not a first attempt, I take it.
No, sir. She has sold to Olympic and Scandal, and she got a prize for a tale at the Blarney Stone Banner.
Some good accomplishments right there. What? What? Really? That was quick? Really?
Oh, you will?
With alterations. It's too long.
Alterations?
Should I tell my friend that you'll take another if she had one better than this?
We'll look at it. Tell her to make it short and spicy. And if the main character is a girl, make sure she's married by the end. Or dead. Okay. Either way.
Excuse me?
What? She got it sold. Good for her, though. I mean, I wouldn't have liked that it got alterated, but I mean, good for her on her end. I know that was her story, but like, I'm so glad that she got it sold.
Money is the end and aim of my mercenary existence.
No one gets ink stains like yours just out of a desire for money.
My sister Amy's in Paris, and until she marries someone obscenely wealthy, it's up to me to keep the family afloat.
I know the feeling, Joe. Oh, yeah, there's Florence Pugh. I think she's Beth, I want to say, in this one. I believe. Oh. That's good! That's really good!
Ruined Paris, if you ask me. These French
Meryl
women
Streep?
couldn't lift a hairbrush.
Is that Meryl Streep?
Amy, I said these.
That's Meryl Streep! I love her! I love her!
What do they write, your troublemaking family?
Mother
Oh!
doesn't say anything about Beth. I feel I should go back, but they all say stay.
You can do nothing if you go back. The girl is sick, not lonely. And you shouldn't go home until you and Fred Vaughan are properly engaged.
What? I'm so used to Florence Pugh's accent. I'm not used to this. Oh, there's Timothy Chalamet. I think Laurie in this movie.
The New Year's Eve party, it's a ball, and everyone will be there, including Fred. Pick me up at the hotel at 8th de Chevant. Oh, dress for festivities, top hats and silks.
I will. I'll wear my best silk.
All right then.
Silk as well as the pink.
Emma Watson.
Oh, Meg, that would look so lovely on you.
That's right, Meg. That's right. That's right.
John needs a new coat for winter, and Daisy and Debbie need new clothes. And his wife needs a new dress. I can't. I just can't. He'll be so pleased with how you look.
I'm so used to her British accent or her English accent compared to an American accent. I'm so used to it. I believe Emma Stone was supposed to be playing Meg instead of Emma Watson, but she dropped out because of scheduling conflicts. I believe that was the case. Either one of them would have been good. I would have preferred Emma Stone, but still, it's fine. Oh, actually, that was a really nice edit right there. That was interesting. That was pretty cool that happened. It kind of reminds me a little bit of when Jack and Rose were dancing on the lower levels of the Titanic a little.
I know exactly who I want to dance with.
7 years earlier. Okay, interesting. Concord, Massachusetts. Okay, interesting.
I don't want to go, but I wish I could hear all the music.
I'll keep it all in my head and try to sing it for you.
Ought they to smoke like that?
It's the dampness drying.
Queer smell. It's like burnt
Now, I'll
feathers.
take this off, and you'll see a perfect ringlet.
Oh no! Her hair! Oh no!
I'm sorry! You shouldn't have asked me to do it!
Oh no!
Bag. Don't say Christopher Columbus, don't say capital. Right. Don't shake hands. Don't whistle.
Man, there were a lot of things that she couldn't have been able to say because of how it was because of how educated she was and how the society at the time wasn't accepting of that. I mean, like that's pretty low of how they would be treated. But I mean, it is the 1800s, which I don't like that, but still.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
I didn't know anyone was here.
Not at all. So stay if you.
Oh, so that's how these two meet.
Miss March, isn't it?
Yes, Mr. Lawrence, but I'm not Miss March. I'm only Joe.
And I'm not Mr. Lawrence, I'm only Laurie.
All right.
Don't you dance?
I don't know how you do things here yet. You see, I've spent most of my life in Europe.
Europe! Oh, that's capital!
Uh-oh.
She reminds me to be good, so Father will be proud of me when he returns.
Where's he?
He volunteered
War.
for the Union Army, and I wanted to go fight with him. I can't get over my disappointment in being a girl.
Joe, would you like to dance with me?
Oh,
Can't because
Because of what?
because of what?
you won't tell.
Never.
I scorched my dress, see? There. And Meg told me to keep still so no one would see it. You can laugh if you want to. It's funny, I know.
I have an idea of how we can manage.
Oh, interesting. That is so sweet of him to do that for her. Oh, okay. These two are great for each other. What happened? Why she turned him down? These two are so good for each other.
Well, I don't see what you can do except get a carriage or stay here. Carriages are too expensive.
Well, let me take you. It's right next door.
Oh, no, thank you. We cannot accept.
You must take mine. Please.
No, it's so early. You can't mean to leave yet.
I always leave early. I do. Truly.
Their shoes are too small.
Laura Dern. I love her too.
Oh, come in. Come in.
Is that all right?
Apologies for the chaos. I enjoy baking in the middle of the night and don't mind the clutter, Mr. Lawrence. We don't.
Lori, please.
Can I call you Teddy?
Yes?
You must be part
Okay.
of their theatricals. They could use an I'm Amy.
Oh, interesting.
Lori, how are your ankles? Do you need ice?
No, thank you, ma'am.
Just call me Mother or Marmee. Everyone does.
Alrighty. I love how they have like that family dynamic. Like they have this chemistry with each other, and it feels so genuine. It feels so genuine. Even like the cast has such a beautiful dynamic chemistry with each other. Like it's it very much feels like if they're the actual characters and that it's an actual family. I really like that about this. What is it? Books. Oh, is it from that other guy? Shakespeare.
For the writer in the attic. Because you enjoyed the play so much tonight, I wanted you to have this. It will help you study character and paint it with your pen. I would love to read what you're writing, if you'll trust me. I promise honesty and whatever intelligence I can muster. Yours, Frederick.
Frederick, okay, interesting. I like how it felt like a little bit of a monologue to present the letter. That's really cool how they did that. Oh, this is the ball, okay. The actual ball of like in the present. Okay, interesting.
Brad, would you like a glass?
I will. Thank you.
Oh no. That's humiliating right there.
Lori,
Amy.
I waited an hour for you.
Oh.
I
Oh.
despise you.
Why do you despise me?
Because with every chance of being good, happy, and useful, you are lazy,
Ooh,
faulty, and
this is
miserable.
interesting.
Yes, well, selfish people do like to talk
Am
about
I selfish?
Yes, very selfish. With your money, talent, beauty, and
Ooh, you think I'm beautiful.
yes, you like that, you old vanity. With all these good
Oh.
things to enjoy, you can find nothing to do but dawdle.
I'll be good for you, Saint Amy. I'll be good.
Aren't you ashamed of a hand like that?
No, I'm not.
Looks like it's never done a day of work in its life, and that ring is ridiculous.
Ooh.
Joe gave me this ring.
Oh! She about
I
to
feel
slap him?
sorry for you, I really do. I just wish you'd bear it better.
You don't have to feel sorry for me, Amy. You'll feel the same way one day.
No, I'd be respected if I
Oh.
couldn't be loved.
What have you done lately, oh great artiste?
Uh-oh. She about to slap him?
Perhaps you're fantasizing about spending Fred Vaughn's fortune. Fred Vaughn, ladies and gentlemen!
Sheesh. Wow. He is... Well, that's just something.
Those are just stories, of course.
Okay.
I'm working on a novel.
And your novel? It will be like this?
Yes. So far, anyway.
That doesn't sound like a good thing.
Why don't you sign your real name?
Oh, my mother wouldn't like it. It's too gory for her. And I want to help with the money I make and not worry her.
Interesting. I understand from that point of view.
You know, I don't like them.
Oh.
Honestly, I mean, I think that they're not good.
Oh. Okay.
They're published in the papers, and people have always said that I'm talented.
Oh, I think you're talented. Which is why I'm being so blunt.
Wow.
I can't
Okay.
afford to starve on praise.
Are you upset?
I wasn't upset. You just told me you didn't like my work.
I thought you wanted honesty.
Yes, I do.
Has no one ever talked to you like this before?
Yes, I've been rejected plenty of times.
Do you have anyone to take you seriously, Joe?
Ooh.
Who
Oh.
made you high priest of what's good and what's bad, huh?
No one, and I'm
Wow.
not.
Why are you acting like it?
Joe, your reaction indicates that
My
you must think there is some truth.
indicates that you are a pompous blowhard. Shakespeare
Whoa.
wrote for the
Shakespeare
masses.
was the greatest poet who ever lived because he smuggled his poetry in popular works.
Well, I'm new Shakespeare.
Thank goodness we already have him.
Oh.
I don't have the gifts you have.
No, you don't. And you will always be a critic and never an author, and the world will forget that you ever even lived.
Oh, I'm sure they will.
Wow.
Listen, we are not friends. You are not my friend.
Wow.
And I don't want your opinion because I don't like you very much. So just don't talk to me anymore. Thank you.
Wow. That was something. Like, that was very much something. Sheesh.
Oh, Josephine, this came for you. Oh, thank you.
Oh no, it's not going to be good news, is it? Joe, come home immediately. Beth has taken a turn for the worse. Oh my. Oh no. If it was a text message, it would have been different, but I mean, it's not. Oh man.
Merry Christmas! Guys, give me another. Joe, we've been up for hours.
Writing.
Oh, I got carried away with our delicious revenge play last night.
Huh.
I've rewritten the climax and we need to set it to memory. Amy, get the costumes.
I have made the most divine crown, and I painted my old shoes blue so she looks.
I think the Can you please rehearse the fainting scene? You're as stiff as a poker in that.
Help it. I never saw anyone faint before, and I don't intend to make myself all black and blue. If I can fall gracefully, I'll drop. And if I cannot, I shall fall gracefully into a chair. And I don't care if Hugo comes at me with a pistol.
Hannah.
I'm not acting.
Say anything.
I knew what you were going to say, and I'm not acting.
Aw, come on. It's a family thing. It's of the Christmas tradition, I guess. Come on.
Not far from here lives a poor young woman, Mrs. Hummel. Her 5 children are in one bed to keep from freezing, and there's nothing to eat. My girls, will you give them your breakfast as a Christmas present?
Well,
Is this where you say that Father would want us to?
I would believe not only what would their father do, but also what Jesus do. And Jesus would do the same thing. Think about it. When he went and he fed the many people with just the loaves of bread and the fish, I mean, he did it to show kindness, and he did it to serve others.
And sweaters, and we brought some medicine. These are my girls. Say hello. He is not well. Girls, why don't you unpack the food?
The food actually looks pretty good. It looks good. Oh, wow. That is beautiful. Look at all this.
Mr. Lawrence sent it.
Lawrence Boy's grandfather?
Yes. He
That's
saw you giving
that's
your Christmas
beautiful
breakfast
food.
away, and he wanted you to enjoy the day.
But I thought he was a mean old man.
So generous of him.
His grandson Laurie put the idea into his head.
Oh,
Jenny Snow says that Mr. Lawrence disowned his son after he went off with an Italian woman, and now his grandson is an orphan, and he spends all of his time in that house locked up with his tutors.
A very kind
Oh.
man who lost his little girl when she was only a child.
Mm.
His daughter died? That's so sad.
Doesn't Laurie just seem so romantic? He's half Italian.
Oh man, I like how this is going back and forth between the past and the present.
I wish it was Christmas every day.
Or New Year's, wouldn't that be exciting?
We are a bunch of ungrateful minxes. It's despicable. I like strong words that mean something.
Well, I have to go back to school, and I don't have any lines.
Limes.
All the girls are trading pickled limes, and I'm in debt. I owe ever so many limes.
Let's do. We do that for.
Thank you.
I know what it is to want little things and feel less than other girls.
Between that and the drawings, that'll wipe out my debt.
What drawings?
So we're. Oh, so she's gonna go visit Lori then. And Joe, I mean, Joe's gonna be visiting. Wait, wait, no. Is this Aunt March's house?
You mind yourself, dearie. Someday you'll need me, and you'll wish you had behaved better.
Thank you, Aunt March, for your employment and your many kindnesses, but I intend to make my own way in the world.
Oh, well,
Mm.
no one makes their own way. Not really. Least of all a woman. You'll need to marry well.
You are not married, Aunt March.
Well, that's because I'm rich.
So the only way to be an unmarried woman is to be rich.
Yes.
Oh.
But there are precious few ways for women to make money.
That's not true. You could
Oh.
run a cat house.
Oh.
Go on the stage. Practically the same thing.
Oh, wow.
You're right. precious few ways for women. That's why you should heed me.
It's definitely true how they're.
But Mommy loves her life.
You don't know what she loves. Your father cared more about educating freedmen's children than he did about caring for his own family.
Yes, but he was right.
Well, it's possible to be right and foolish,
Well, I don't think so.
but you're not paid to think.
Ooh, yikes.
But I intend to go to Europe one more time, and I need a companion, so how would you like to be the person I take?
I'd like that more than anything.
All right, then read.
I mean, I used to read to my grandmother all the time, especially when she got more sick. So it kind of reminds me a lot. Oh. Oh no, something bad's gonna happen. And they're gonna leave her out to dry.
It's March.
Uh-oh.
Sit down, Lori. Latin is a privilege. Please, you have to learn this. I can't afford to lose this position. Just return to the Cicero.
There's a girl out there.
No, there is not.
Mr. Brooke, there's a girl.
No, there is not.
Maybe there is.
Oh, there is a girl.
Uh-huh.
Hello there. Are you hurt?
I'm Amy.
Hello, Amy. I'm Lori.
I know, you brought my sister back after the dance. I would have never sprained my ankle. I have lovely small feet, the best in the family. But I can never go home again because I'm in such trouble.
Oh!
You are not to attend that school anymore.
Good, that man has always been an idiot.
Joe will teach you.
Me, I already
Oh.
teach Beth.
You're a good teacher.
Yes, women being taught at home is much more proper, I believe. Quite right.
I wish all the girls would leave his horrible school and that he would die.
Amy, you did wrong,
Oh.
and there will be consequences.
I didn't. I didn't even do anything. I just did a drawing.
Yeah, the drawing was of the teacher, though.
Girls have a way of getting into mischief.
Well, so do I.
Oh,
Come over whenever you'd like. Invite your sister Beth as well.
Yes, Beth would adore
Oh.
the piano.
Is she the quiet one?
Yes, that's our Beth.
Tell the little girl to use our piano.
Joe, borrow whatever book you'd like.
Can I come look at the paintings?
Yes.
There's also a lovely greenhouse.
Mr. Lawrence,
I'm going to
please
take
buy
this.
Nice addition to the benefits that they can get from coming over.
Oh, Miss Meg, you forgot your glove.
Go after her? Come on, man. You could have just ran off and given it to her. You should have done that.
A new play written by Miss Jo March will appear at the Barnfield Theatre in the course of the next few weeks.
This is the accent I'm used to.
Mr. President and gentlemen, I wish to propose the admission of a new member. One who would be deeply, deeply grateful and would add immensely to the spirit of the club. I propose Mr. Theodore Lauren.
Uh-huh.
Y'all will change everything. All right, I call a vote. Put your hands up. Don't put your hand up. Put your hand up. It's Laurie.
Fine, I.
There was no time like the present.
Huh.
Blames! This is my stratagem. I deserve the blame. Getting into it after lots of teasing, yes.
I love their dynamic amongst each other. It feels so genuine. It feels more like they're hanging out in a way.
Cheese for you, darling.
Thank you very much.
And this is for me, and without further ado, thank you for your favour. I will take my seat as part of the club.
I love this relationship that they all have. It's so good. I love it. So what does this key unlock? Oh, it didn't show anything for right now. Maybe later on it will.
Where is Beth?
She's upstairs. Oh, my Joe. We all thought she was better, but the fever had weakened her heart.
Oh no.
When's Amy coming home?
We didn't
Is she
want to
not?
worry her.
Does she not know?
Beth insisted we not tell her because she didn't want to ruin Amy's trip.
Oh wow. I think she should have known anyways, despite everything. In my opinion, she should have known.
You're going to the theater with Lori. Meg, please can I come? Please can I come? I'm just so afraid to
Can't go, Amy, so don't be a baby and whine about it.
Oh.
get to go anywhere. Beth is her piano, and I'm so lonely.
I can teach you chords.
I don't want chords, Beth. I want to go
No,
to the
I
theater.
think you'd hate to poke yourself in where you're not wanted.
Ooh.
Sorry, my sweet, but Joe's right.
No.
Next time.
Oh, Meg, stop petting her.
Please. Please.
Huh. Wait, what is she looking for? Oh no. Oh no! Oh no! Why? That is so mean! Rude? Come on, if they wanted to spend time out, they were wanting to spend time out, just let it alone.
Has anyone taken my novel?
No. Why?
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
Amy, you've got it.
No, I haven't.
That's a lie.
No, it isn't. I haven't got it. I don't know where it is, and I don't.
Oh!
I burnt your book. I told you I'd make you pay, and I did.
Oh, sheesh! Oh, wow.
I'm sorry, Joe.
Amy.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that the only thing you care about is your writing. And it's not as if I could have hurt you by ruining one of your dresses, and I really did want to hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
I am the
Yeah,
most
but
sorry
it's still
for
not
it now.
right.
I'm so sorry.
It's still not right, though, what you did, Amy.
Don't let the sun go down on your anger. Forgive her. Help each other. And you begin again tomorrow.
It's like how it says in the Bible, too.
She doesn't
Forgive.
deserve my forgiveness.
And I will hate her. I will hate her forever.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, it's like how in the Bible it says, like, when you forgive others 70 times 7.
Morning, ladies. Brisk and brilliant outside today. Latte the rip. Get your ice skates.
Joe, you promised me I could come last time. Joe.
Well, she is mad at you, Amy.
Is she going to be like this forever?
Probably not, but...
It was a very hard loss for her.
Is there nothing I can do?
I mean, that was something that she wanted to do, and that she was trying to just bring her creativity to life, and then, you know, like, that's one thing that you could... She told you... No. Did you not hear what Beth told you? She said silently! Wait, was it Beth? Or was it... No, sorry, Meg. Meg told you to be quiet, to be silent. She said to follow silently. I would not want to skate on ice like this. I would not. No. I would not want to. I'd be so scared. Oh.
Amy.
Oh!
Amy.
Oh! Oh, this is why! This is why! This is totally why! Actually, you know what? Now, there you go. That was a good reason why that you were yelling and at Joe. It was a good thing. Because then, imagine if it would have been a lot more later than usual. It would have been a lot more later than it would have been.
I'm not patient by nature. But with nearly 40 years of effort, I'm learning to not let it get the better of me.
I'll do the same then.
I hope you'll do a great deal better than me.
Wow.
There are some natures too noble to curb and too lofty to bend.
Mm-hmm. Wow. That's very, very true. You know, we all feel like we're trying the best that we can, and the next thing you know, we feel like if our efforts are not enough. But you know what? In the end, it's like what God says, we are enough. Regardless of any opinion that anybody might have about us, we're always enough.
Any of your girls like to run over and practice on it now and then, just to keep it in tune? If you don't care to come, well then, never mind.
Oh, sir. They do care. Very, very much.
You're the musical girl, huh?
I love it dearly. And I'll come if you are quite sure nobody will hear me and be disturbed.
Not a soul, my dear.
I will wear this one. That one? Can't you send home for another? I haven't got another. Only the one? Oh, that's so funny. Not at all. There's no need in sending home, Daisy. I'm going to call you Daisy now. I've got a sweet pink dress laid away, and you'll wear it to please me, won't you, Daisy? It's all right. Of course.
All right. So, what was the reason on Meg being called Daisy? Is there like a specific reason? Maybe it's not said in the novel. Maybe it's said in the novel, not in the movie, or maybe I just missed it. Interesting. Like Joe would call Laurie Teddy. Is that just a nickname that she gave him out of her mind? Again, like maybe it's in the novel that maybe I don't know of yet. So, but you know.
I can't keep your dress. You want to?
Oh,
No.
Laurie.
What a lovely surprise it is.
Why are they calling you Daisy?
It's their pet name for me.
Oh.
Meg is a perfectly good name.
It's just like playing a part to be Daisy for a little while.
Okay. Interesting.
Do you like how I look?
No, I don't.
Oh.
Why not?
I don't like fuss and feathers.
Oh.
You were the rudest boy I ever saw.
Wow. Wow, man. You could have just at least said, "Oh, you look gorgeous. You look pretty. You look beautiful. That color looks good on you. That dress looks great on you. It suits you." Something. You could have just said anything. But no, you just decided to say, "Well, I don't like this stuff doesn't suit anyone, or like it's not my thing." Bro, be mature. Okay. It's up to you though. Rude is exactly the word that I'm definitely would be looking for this. It's definitely rude. I know that I haven't been really talking a lot in this reaction, but to be honest, I'm just trying to take everything in. I mean, I'm observing everything, and I'm trying to observe everything because, like, there's a lot to be taking in for this movie. Have you come to apologize?
Please forgive me and come dance.
Oh, okay. Now
It
you
would
come
be
and
too
apologize.
disagreeable for you.
I don't like your dress, but I think you were just splendid.
Okay.
I know it's silly, but please don't tell Joe. Let me have my fun tonight. I'll be desperately good for the rest of my life.
Okay. There we go.
When did you begin your great work of art, Rafaela?
Never.
Never? What? Why?
I'm a failure. Joe is in New York being a writer, and I'm a failure.
I wouldn't say a failure.
Paris made me realize I'd never be a genius, so I'm giving up all my foolish artistic hopes.
Well, Amy, I wouldn't consider any of this to be foolish. Well, if you don't keep trying, then how do you know if people are gonna still keep, liking him?
May I ask your last portrait be of me?
All right.
Now that you've given up all your foolish artistic hopes,
Mm-hmm.
what are you going to do with your life?
Polish up all my other talents and become an ornament to society.
Okay, I mean, is that gonna be the best place for you to be in, or is that just gonna be society's best place for you to be in?
As a woman, there's no way for me to make my own money. Not enough to earn a living or to support my family. And if I had my own money, which I don't, that money would belong to my husband the moment we got married. And if we had children, they would be his, not mine. They would be his property. So don't sit there and tell me that marriage isn't an economic proposition, because it is.
In the days, I mean, I could definitely see where that's definitely true, but these days, well, actually, I can't even speak about these days, but that is actually a sad realization.
This is Fred Vaughn and his sister Kate. Of course, you know Mr. Brooke. This is Meg, Amy, Beth, and Joe.
So pleased to meet you.
Oh, how elegant. I'm Amy March. You remember that name. I'm going to come find you one day in London.
Oh, I certainly will.
Yeah, it definitely did happen. And how dates used to be back then. Look at now. It's nothing like this anymore. It's nothing like this.
We could never have loved the earth so well if we had had no childhood in it. If it were not the earth where the same flowers come up again every spring that we used to gather with our tiny fingers, what novelty is worth that sweet monotony, where everything is known?
Oh, wow. The color grading just changed.
I love to listen to you read, Joe, but I just love it better when you read the stories you've written.
I don't have any new stories.
Why not?
Yeah, how?
Haven't written any?
No.
You have a pencil and paper. Sit here and write me something.
I can't.
Why?
I don't think I can anymore.
Why? It's just no one even cares to hear my stories anyway. Write something for me
Yeah, do so.
before anyone knew or paid you.
Yep.
I'm very sick and you must do what I say.
Sounds exactly what like my grandma would say. What my grandmother would say before she passed. Sounds exactly like it. Oh, is this now in the present?
What are you doing?
I'm looking at you.
I mean, what do you intend to do?
With what?
Yes,
I've been writing an opera. I would be the central figure.
it's a waste of time.
Oh,
What would you have me do?
be a better friend? I don't know.
Go and work for your grandfather and make something of yourself.
That too. You could do that too. Just consider that option if you can.
It's very good.
It's not bad. It's pretty good.
When did you do this one?
Was the day at the beach? First time I met Fred.
Oh.
Don't marry him.
Why?
Yeah, why?
You know why.
Because she doesn't love him?
No. No.
Yes.
No. Lori,
Oh,
you're
because
being mean. Stop it. Stop it.
he likes her.
I have been second to Joe my whole life in everything. And I will not be the person you settle for just because you cannot have her. I won't do it.
Oh.
I won't, not when I've spent my entire life loving you.
Ooh. Wow. Well, that's something.
Here's a letter from the old gentleman. Open the note. Look.
Oh. Oh, wow. So she got his piano. Well, look at what good deeds do.
The piano is yours. I should have given it to you long ago.
Thank you.
A child, you're burning.
The Hummels are very sick.
Uh-oh. That's not good. That's not good at all.
She's resting.
Well, how is she? Is there anything I can do?
What is it? It's scarlet fever.
What's scarlet fever?
I visited the Hummels. The baby has died.
Oh, no.
The post office in the forest was a capital little institution. It flourished wonderfully, for many things passed through it. Poetry and pickles, music and gingerbread, invitations, scoldings, and even puppies.
Just seeing when they had her start, when she started out with scarlet fever and then up till now, I mean, that's just, I can understand what it's like. And I can fathom it. But still.
You will get better. Father will get better. We'll be together soon.
We can't stop God's will.
Well, God hasn't met my will yet. What Joe will shall be done.
Oh, I didn't think I would just start December with crying like this because. Oh, that's exactly what my grandma would say too. Oh, man. Oh.
It'll be up to you to support them all. And your indigent parents in their old age. So you must marry well.
I believe she does, if I'm correct, but I don't know. I mean, it's been a while since I've seen this one.
Hold on, watch.
Oh, that Lawrence boy was just here.
He was?
What a disappointment he's turned out to be. Must be the Italian in him.
When will he be back?
He's gone to London.
Oh. Oh! Wait. So Fred proposed to her.
I just told Fred Vaughn I wouldn't marry him.
Oh, wow. Wait a minute. So this is going back. I'm still trying to figure this out. Is it going back and forth in between the past and the present? I mean, because it's kind of feeling like the past, because she went to go with the father. So Marmee went to go speak with her husband for a little bit. So I'm assuming that this is still the past, but also in the beginning, because that Meg didn't get married to John until later on down the road. So this is the past.
Marmee? Marmee?
Oh. Oh.
You're doing this side.
Oh, look at the household. It's so pretty. I love seeing how...
Here's another Christmas gift for the Marsh family.
What? Oh! The father came back! Yeah, it's Bob Odenkirk, alright! I am so happy that he came home.
Oh, you've grown. Oh, Beth. Merry Christmas, my dear.
Aww.
Merry Christmas to each of you.
Sweet Father. Merry Christmas.
Oh, that was sweet. The whole family's reunited. Oh, wow, look at this. Everybody together. No, this is the present. She's not going to be there, is she? Oh, no. Oh, God. Oh, the first half. The first half is fine. The second half is... Oh, I'm a mess. I'm more of a mess in the second half. Oh, God, help me. Oh, this is not how I wanted to start December, but I chose this movie, so that's a little bit of my fault.
We can leave. We can leave right now. I can make money. I'll sell stories. I'll do anything. I'll cook. I'll clean. I'll work in a factory.
She
I can make a
doesn't...
life for us. And you should be an actress, and you should have a life on the stage.
She just wants for the family to be together.
It will be your turn.
Maybe, but we'll see.
It was going to end one way or another.
Yeah.
And what a happy end.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely true.
She's going to Europe. She wants me to go.
I spent all those boring hours reading to
wait.
her.
No, she wants me to go.
Oh. The family's like starting to now go their own separate ways, but it's because of life. It's not that they're trying to go separately because of because out of wanting to, but it's just how life unfolds.
No.
It's no use, Joe.
Please
Joe, we've
don't.
got to have it out.
No.
I have loved you ever since I've known you, Joe. I couldn't help it. And I tried to show and you wouldn't let me, which is fine.
No.
But I must make you here now and give me an answer because I cannot go on like this any longer.
Please.
I gave up billiards. I gave up everything you didn't like. I'm happy I did. It's fine. And I waited and I never complained because I figured you'd love me, Joe. And I realize I'm not half good enough, and I'm not this great man, and...
Yes, you are. You're a great deal too good for me, and I'm so grateful to you, and I'm so proud of you, and I don't see why I can't love you as you want me to.
You can't?
No. I can't change how I feel, and it would be a lie to say I do when I don't.
Oh, wow.
I'm so sorry, but I just can't help it.
I can't love anyone else, Joe. I only love you.
That's what he says right now. Okay? In the future, yeah, that's gonna be a different story.
Listen, you'll find some lovely, accomplished girl who will love you and adore you, and she's gonna make a fine mistress for your fine house, but I wouldn't, all right?
You would, Joe.
I'm homely, and I'm awkward, and I'm odd.
And you'd be ashamed of
I
me.
love you, Joe.
And we would quarrel, but we can't help it even now.
I don't know. I mean,
I'd hate elegant society, you'd hate my scribbling, and we would be unhappy, and we'd wish we hadn't done it, and everything would be horrid.
I just feel like more likely, I just feel like she just wants to feel like she's in her comfort zone, that everything is just normal again, that her sisters weren't, going to Europe or getting married or sick or any of that, and she wants to be in this position
I
where
love my liberty too well to be in any
Right.
hurry to give it up.
Right, that's what I'm saying, is
I
that
think
she
you will
wants to
marry
be
Joe. I
staying
think
in
you'll find
this.
someone and love them, and you will live and die for them because that's your way, and you will.
She's gonna end up living and marrying somebody else. He liked her for her. I mean, this is what happens sometimes, is that, sometimes when we don't realize that the person right in front of us is the best thing to happen to us until it's too late. Whether we push them away or whether we say it's over or anything. And then once you leave that person, and they might not even want to come back. And they might even say, you know what, forget it. I'm moved on. I'm with somebody else. I'm friends with somebody else. I'm in love with somebody else. And just the memories just become bitter over time.
Disturb your writing. Don't do that anymore. Didn't save her.
But it did help her, though.
Ruined our friendship with my temper, just as I'm. I'm sure I'll never see him again.
I doubt that a sincere friend would be deterred.
So true.
If I was a girl in a book, this would all be so easy.
Because you could be able to write your own story.
I've always been quite content with my family. Don't understand it. Perhaps I was too quick in turning him down.
Yeah, maybe you were. I agree. Now it's going to be too late for you.
If he asked me again, I think I would say yes.
Too late, girl!
Do you think he'll ask me again?
No, he's moved on to your sister!
I care more to be loved. I want to be loved.
That is not the same as loving.
So true. He's not going to ask you again. Joe, he moved on to Amy. Just please.
I just feel like women, they have minds and they have souls as well as just hearts. And they've got ambition and they've got talent as well as just beauty. And I'm so sick of people saying that love is just all a woman is fit for. I'm so sick of it.
Yeah.
I'm so lonely.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so sick and tired of having for a lot of people to think that women were only designed just for childbirth, for cooking, for cleaning, and doing things that were back in the older era, and thinking that was all that they were ever good for. But it's not true. They're capable of so many other different things that you can't even believe. My grandmother and my mom are living examples. Well, my mom is a living example. My grandmother was a legacy example. And I wish I could say living example because of how much that I feel like she was an inspiration to many women. And that's one thing that I will advocate for is, women have the same amount of rights as men do. Women have the same amount of capabilities of creativity and imagination and hard work and empowerment as a man does. And it's just something that needs to be addressed because I don't address it, a lot of people will not address it. So I will be advocating and be addressing it.
I'm not marrying Fred.
No, she's not.
And you are under no obligation to say anything or do anything.
Yeah, right.
I just didn't love him as I should.
We
don't need to talk about it. We don't need to say anything.
And she, you know what? She liked it. I could tell by her face. She liked it. She liked it. I could tell.
My dear Teddy, I miss you more than I can express. I used to think that the worst fate was to be a wife. I was young and stupid. But now I have changed. The worst fate is to live my life without you in it. I was wrong to turn you down and to run away to New York.
Honestly, Joe, it is too late for you. because as I was trying to say is that I feel like with everything, I know that your sister Amy at this point, like, she turned down Fred, yes, but she also liked Lori as well. And because of that, that's gonna be something else.
How's Amy? Did she bother you all the way from Europe with her preening?
Yes, but I like that.
Where is she now? Did she not come straight home?
Your mother has her down at Meg's. We stopped on the way. There's no getting my wife out of their clutches.
Oh.
Your what?
Oh.
I've done it now. That was meant to be a surprise. We were engaged and we were hoping to wait, but that is to say that now we are man and wife.
Oh! Joe, I told you! Joe, I told you. You lost your chance. Now he's in the family. He's in the family, but not the way you want it.
I want to say one thing and then we'll put it away forever. I've always loved you.
Uh-huh.
The love I feel for Amy, it's different.
Oh.
And I think you were right about this. I think we would have killed each other.
Oh!
Yes.
I think it was meant this way.
Oh!
Oh, Daddy.
You're the only one that ever calls me that, Joe.
Girl! You'd have done messed up now. This is just gonna be an awkward family thing now. It's so awkward.
Amy, I'm so happy for you. This was meant to be. Oh, I'm so relieved. Thank you.
I wanted to write, Joe. I wanted to write, and I wanted to explain everything, but everything was happening so fast, and really, I was worried you'd be angry at me.
No. No, you're not angry at me. Life is too short to be angry at one's sisters.
Mm-hmm. Good way of putting it. But that's what you say from your words verbally, but how do you really feel, though? I'm glad that she decided to go ahead and put her past feelings for Lori away and, in a sense, and at least be happy for her sister Amy about this. So I guess that letter was for nothing. She threw it all away. When she went and she decided to just dump Lori forever, I mean, she threw it all away, in my opinion. But if he found happiness more from Amy, then, I mean, I guess good for him. But still, I mean, I don't know.
House doesn't seem right without her, and couldn't go in knowing she wouldn't be there.
I know what you mean.
I know I'm not half so good as my sister, but, you know, I'll be a friend to lean on. If you'll let me.
I'm glad that at least that she was open on wanting to keep that relationship with them and trying to give him some amount of comfort. It's so tough to even think that when someone passes, it's difficult to even think about, oh, she's burning everything. Why, though? You know what you could have done with those stories? What I was trying to say was that it's so hard that when somebody passes away and then you see their bed empty, you see their room empty, you think, how could I move past this? I mean, for me, I had to move some stuff around in order for us to keep going with our lives, but I'm never gonna like this adjustment. I'm never gonna like this change. I'm never going to enjoy it because this wasn't the way that I was hoping that things would be. And it's just such a hard struggle to be able to get to try to grasp. And it's just one of those things where I feel, in my opinion, that it's a struggle to try to keep on doing what I have to do, but without her there, it just makes it feel more difficult for me. But I'm trying to be as strong as I can for myself, for God, myself, my family, my friends, my subscribers. I'm trying as best as I can. So, wait. Oh, she's writing her novel. She is really writing and really going. Oh, wow. Imagine if something got knocked over. That's crazy.
Dear Mr. Dashwood, enclosed are the first few chapters of a piece I've only begun working on. It could suit as a story for young people, but I think it is probably quite boring. However, I'm sending it to you just in case it has something of value. Though I doubt it. Joe March.
All right. Oh. Oh, are they going to be selling the house? Not the Marches, but the Rich family? Oh, wow. Everything's up.
I thought she hated me.
Oh, wait, that's Aunt March's house. So Aunt March passed away too, huh?
I'd like to open a school. We never had a proper school, and now there are women's colleges opening. There should be a school for Daisy.
And what will Demi do?
I'll open a school for boys and girls both.
What about writing?
You want to keep going?
I did something, but I don't think it's very good.
Everyone likes what you write.
No, they don't.
I do.
Well, it's just about our little life.
So?
Who will be interested in a story of domestic struggles and joys? It doesn't have any real importance, does it?
I'd enjoy it. Okay. Now, moment of truth. What do you think about it? Oh. Oh.
But I'll be going.
No, please stay. We have more than enough room.
Someone tell me who this man is.
I don't want to be a burden.
Oh, you're not a burden at all.
Yes, of course. Please.
I'm Laurie. Who are you?
I'm Frédéric Baird.
We were at the same boarding house together in New York.
Oh, Joe, he's very handsome.
All right, Hannah, I see you. I see you.
Thank you for everything.
Lovely to have you.
If you ever come to California, I would love to see you.
I don't know that I will, but thank you.
Oh, wow.
Well, goodbye.
You know what, Joe? This might be your second chance. Don't let it go to waste. Huh?
What? Why are you all looking at me like that?
What a wonderful man. I hope he comes back. He would make a terrific friend for me.
Father, he wasn't here for you.
No.
Joe, you love him.
No, I don't.
Yes,
Yeah, you
you
do.
do. I am half as smart as you, but I can see it so plainly. You love him.
Uh-huh.
Doesn't she love him?
It's a good instinct. You'd love him.
Uh-huh. Yes, she does. You love him. Yeah.
Sorry, prepare the horses. We can catch him before he gets on the train.
I'm coming too.
Yes.
No, I'm not going.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
Right. Exactly.
Never thought I'd prepare a carriage to help Joe March chase a man, but I like
He's moving to California.
He was practically begging for a reason to
Right.
Raining outside.
doesn't matter. Can you come with me anytime?
Just go. Get the carriage ready. Let's go and make this run faster than Cinderella did. Come on.
What is that? What do they want?
I have no idea.
Here, Father, are you publishing
What
this?
happened to the Little Women?
Tell me you have the rest of this book.
Oh.
What?
I guess it's a hit. Amongst them, I guess it's a hit. All right, you better go and find him.
Go, out.
Go! Go already! Because, I mean, at this point, I mean, you are doing your best to try to, you know, you're trying your best to try to keep it up, but come on. Joe, you love him. You love him. There's no doubt in my mind.
You leave. I want you to stay.
You do?
Yes.
God, I would never leave if you wish me to stay.
Just stay.
I have nothing to give you, Joe.
It doesn't matter.
My hands are empty.
They're not empty.
Oh! Wow.
It's very moving. That's very emotional.
Well, thank you.
We could call the chapter Under the Umbrella.
Okay, that is good.
I'm prepared to give you 5% of the royalties,
So I get 5% of the profit.
5% of the net profits after I recoup.
Huh. Well, what about a payment up front?
I'm the one taking the risk in printing this book.
You keep your $500 and I'll keep the copyright.
Ooh.
Also, I want 10% of royalties.
Ooh, girl.
5.5%. That's very generous.
9%.
6% and that's it.
Go for 7.
Mr. Dashwood, if I'm going to sell my heroine into marriage for money, I might as well get some of it.
She's right.
6.6%.
Done.
All
And
right.
You don't need to decide about the copyright right now.
Now I've decided. I want to own my own book.
Mm-hmm. There you go. There you go. Oh, wow. Look at all this. There goes the printing presses. Wow. The way how they'd be printed? That's crazy. The old-fashioned way. That's really cool. So everybody ended up... Oh, wow. So, Lori and Amy had a baby. Oh, wow. I was going to say, so everybody in the family ended up, contributing to the school and being helping out. That's cool. I love that they also added how the books was being made too. Very cool. Everybody there. I wish the sister was there, but still. There we go. All right. That was awesome. That was really, really good. I just want to say how much of an amazing movie this is. And I'm going to get a little bit into a discussion for it right now. All right. That's day number 1, guys. So we started off with Little Women. And I just want to say, this movie's beautiful. Of course, I know that maybe this might not have been the starter of a Christmas marathon that maybe you guys might have thought of. But to me, I feel like this is the perfect transition into the Christmas season because it also not only reflects on the good that's happened over the years, but also the bad that's happened over the years, and how both the good and the bad have helped shape our thoughts and our mindsets into thinking on how we're going to be spending our Christmases. And as we saw in here, a lot of the times the girls were going through a lot, whether it was their father in the war during the Civil War, or losing Beth at the end, which it devastates anyone and it devastates any family. And on top of it, any economic standpoint, any social standpoint, any type of status between economy and society, and then having for people to be very judgmental when it comes to society. And it's very, very tough to even think that there are still those who still prefer to judge based off of any type of factor that plays into anybody else's life. And every single one of them individually provided some form of a strong woman example. And I think that Jo, despite her original thoughts of not wanting to get married, but then later on getting married and, starting up the school, I'm wondering if also when this was happening, when she was talking with the publisher, when he said she needs to get married at the end of the story or else it won't sell, I'm wondering if at the exact same time she was going through that exact same moment in life where she was trying to contemplate on whether she feels like it's just commercialism when it comes to marriage or when it comes to love, or she was also thinking along the lines of, what, maybe I just really just need to get married because my sisters, most of them ended up getting married, so maybe I have to go and find the person that I'm going to marry, which is going to be Frederick. And I think that Frederick was a good choice for her, especially because he's a professor, he is educated, and I feel like with her writing knowledge and her gifted talent of writing and being able to bring plays and stories to life in her beautiful ways, I think that her and Frederick made the right decision on ending up getting married with each other. And I do believe that I think that Laurie could have been a good husband for her, but I think at the same time, I think that maybe she ended up being right about the fact that they were just going to keep arguing with each other and bickering with each other, because that Laurie, in my opinion, when the two of them first met, I think that he was just the symbol of childhood. In the sense of that Jo wanted to still stay as a child. She still wanted to stay with everything being exactly the way that she wanted it to be. That she wanted to stay in her own comfort zone. That she didn't want her sisters to go up and separate and getting married or going to Europe or getting sick. And that she wanted for things to stay the same because she was already having a tough time with her father going and fighting for the Union Army during the Civil War in the 1860s. But I feel like with the way how it shifted later on, and that she ended up rejecting him. And the more that I was thinking about it while this movie was playing, I was thinking more along the lines of it took a little bit amount of time for her to mature, and with maturity comes the right decisions in having to just try to embrace life despite the challenges that it brings to you. And I think that that's what this talks about, and I think that that's what Little Women stands for, is that yes, this is a movie that it symbolizes on women having their own thoughts and their own freedoms and their own independence from a lot of different things and a lot of different concepts that society tries to keep them a hold of. But I feel like realistically Little Women is more of like a symbol that it also goes and ties in into our modern society of what we want, of what women want. And for me, as a person who I strongly believe that women are the backbone of society, in terms of they're the reason why that the next generation happened. They're the reason why that decisions get made, because it's like the saying, with every great man behind is the great woman, or something along the lines of that. I'm so sorry if I butchered up that quote, but I believe that, in my opinion, that women have been a big founding point in a lot of things. That yeah, people are going to be going and trying to give any type of argument saying that women didn't contribute to anything, women didn't contribute to society or to the economy, but or even any type of practices like in science or history or mathematics or anything that people might be thinking, who cares? Women didn't really have any part. But you know what? Women had a lot to do with so many different things, because in the terms of the fact that if women did not give birth to their newborn children, then how do you think that this next generation was going to come to be? I mean, women go through a lot with having to carry the fetus inside of their stomachs and having it for it to grow inside, and taking 9 months or less, depending on if there's a premature birth, and having to go through that pain, through the sickness, and through the agony when having to carry the baby. And then, I understand where there comes to a degree where there is a different circumstance, but I do believe that women, they have the right to choose on who they want to become, because that men have the right to choose who they want to be already, as people think that it's already the God-given right. But the thing is that when God first created Adam and Eve, I believe that at that point, yes, in the Old Testament, there were indications of that. If you didn't serve God, then, you would get punished. You would not have any blessings. If you didn't give your offerings to me, then you would just be cursed, or you would not have any type of blessings coming your way, in the format of that. And sure, later on down the road, it was a thing that I believe that once Jesus died on the cross, and that's when he said, after he died and after he was the main sacrifice in this whole entire account of history, I believe that when he said that I will let you have the right to choose to serve me or not, I believe that he also not only gave us the choice to choose on whether we want to serve him, but I also believe that he also gave men and women the choice to be able to choose what they want for their life. And I believe that ever since that God created humankind, I believe that he gave us all the right to choose to who we want to become. In the sense of, yes, we are going to make mistakes in our life, but if we choose to learn from our mistakes, then that's going to be good on our end, because we are going to take those mistakes that we've had made in the past and be able to apply it to our future, and be able to have for these mistakes to be prevented later on down the road, again, whether it's us again, or whether it's someone that we know, or even in a relationship with God, between ourselves and God. And I think that Little Women is such a great idea to at least bring out the concept of freedom to choose who we want to become, and the freedom of what chances that we want to take, what things do we want to try to chase, what dreams do we want to chase, who we want to chase our dreams with and how do we want to chase our dreams. I believe personally that God gave us the free will to choose who we want to become. And yes, whether whether we like it or not, that he already knows what we're going to do. I believe that he gave us the chance to be able to make those decisions, but also give us the conscience and the wisdom to be able to figure out on what we want to do. And if we do this, is this really going to benefit our the luxuries that we want or the necessities that we need? And that's what I believe that was going on in Jo's mind. On the luxury that she wanted was for her to keep the family together, because she already went through a lot with her dad going to the army, and then with everybody else either getting married or going to Europe or getting sick. It felt like something that was bursting her bubble, that she did not want to give into this type of environment where she felt like things were not going to go the way that she wanted to go. And I believe personally that that's how we all feel, that we all want to stay in our comfort zone to the point that we never want to go and at least leave it ever again. Because when we feel like we're going to be in our comfort zone, then we're never going to grow up. And that's the thing, is that when we grow up, we're going to go through pain, we're going to go through suffering, we're going to go through stress, and we're going to go through anxieties. But that's what that's what God is there for, is for us to give our anxieties and cast them onto him, and our fears and be able to cast them onto him. So that way we pray to him and he gives us the discernment and the wisdom to be able to go and figure out what we have to do. And whether you believe in God or not, that's also in the terms of a non-Christian standpoint. And I'll put it to you like this too, like that's what our friends and our family are there for, is so that way they could be able to help guide us. And we have our conscience, that we have this little voice inside of us that says, are we wanting to go in this direction or not? Are we wanting to take this in the direction that we need to take or not? And I firmly believe that every single one of these girls had something to contribute to not only the narrative of their own lives, but the narrative of this movie in general. I feel like Jo is the type of woman that I think that she represents the independent woman, but the independent woman who wants to keep herself in the bubble. But then when she started learning on later on down the road how hard it was going to be for her to sell her novels and her stories, and then with that and the experience of losing her sister, and then seeing that that Meg was getting married and she had children of her own, and then Amy got married to Laurie, and then they ended up having a child of their own. And with the fact that now the war was over and that her father was back and that they would all now living separate lives before and after the war, I believe that this is one of the moments where I feel like she then understood and learned that she had to become her own person, but she also had to grow up from everything and had to take into consideration saying, I have to make a life for myself. My sisters are still going to be there for me, but they're not going to be there in the same place a lot of the times, and I have to accept that. But I know that in their hearts they are always going to support me and they're going to love me. And I think that when Meg got married to John, I believe that from there that she wanted to make a name for herself. She wanted to live a lifestyle that she wanted to live. And I believe that that's what I feel like a lot of women, or a lot of people, I feel like a lot of people, when they want to step into marriage, they want to make a name for themselves, and they want to be able to show that they can be able to get married and be able to have a successful life and a successful career without having to be thinking about what some of their other family was saying, like how Aunt March was believing that a lot of the family, a lot of the girls, that Meg was threw her life away, and that Jo was a lost cause, and that Beth, that she was sick, so she was already a lost hope, but that Amy was the one that was going to bring wealth and bring some amount of stability. But I believe that even despite that, you might not have that one specific person that you might be marrying into wealth. I believe personally that if you are marrying only for the wealth of it, it could only benefit you in the side of wealthiness. But when it comes to happiness, and when it comes to your mental health, your spiritual health, and your physical and your emotional health, I believe that it's going to deteriorate over time. So I do agree with Jo on the fact that you might not be in love with that person afterwards after a couple of years, and that you're going to have fights, you're going to have issues because that you don't see things in the way that the other person sees, and that those two points of interest will conflict with each other to the point that it'll make your life impossible, and it'll make your significant other's life impossible. And I believe that with that, it just makes it very, very difficult for people to be able to function like a well-oiled machine. And with this, I do feel like Meg knew what she wanted. She knew that even though that John was just a tutor, she knew that she wanted to be with him. And she took that risk, and I believe it was one of the best risks that she's ever taken. Because that love, in a sense, love is a very big risk when it comes to everything that is going for you. Because you got your life on the line, you get your love on the line, you get your money on the line, your societal placement on the line. You got so many things on the line that people will always be looking at you saying, oh, she married this guy, and that person got married to this person, that person got married to that person. But did that person listen to my advice? No, because guess what? They wanted to do whatever they wanted. I believe that with these women, I believe that these characters have really brought a lot of dynamic to the story, and I probably lost my train of thought a little bit, but I do feel like women do have the capability of being able to tell their own stories, be able to live the lives that they want to be able to live, and be able to bring in a change that not only is very impactful to them, but we see this beautiful blossoming thing that it'll end up becoming a big, important part of history, of whether if it's our own history or our family's history or somebody else's history. Like it's just something that I believe that they have a capability of doing. And then, going from Joe to Amy, I feel like Amy, she felt like if she was a secondary, I felt like if she was like a secondary sister that didn't feel necessary to anything. And it sucks that she didn't feel like anything. I didn't appreciate the fact that she even felt like she was nothing. And it was one thing that I think that maybe it really, really hurt me because of the fact that, she was really hurt by so many different things. And that's why she ended up having this kind of a rivalry, you could say, between her and Joe. And it was something that I really could not fathom, because as me, I don't have any blood relatives. I do have a couple of brothers, in the sense of brothers in Christ, and they're watching out there. So shout out to you guys, and I'm so grateful for them. And sure, that there's been some times where things have had their ups and downs, but in the end, I've ended up getting to be better friends with them now than I have before, because of the fact that they have always been there for me, and I will always be there for them. I've always been there for them, and I will always still be there for them. So I am so grateful to them that they are there to be able to help me out, to give me an opinion, and be able to contribute to my life in any way possible. They're amazing in every sense of the word of amazing. And I love it. I love that I'm able to be a part of their lives, and they were part of mine. And I'm so grateful that I was able to get to do what I had to do to be there for them. And this is something that I know that later on down the road, things will definitely get better. And I feel like Amy ended up finding a happiness that was outside of this so-called rivalry that she had between her and Joe. And I'm glad that she ended up finding the happiness that she wanted and not giving in into wanting to marry Fred. And yes, maybe Aunt March was devastated about that decision, but I believe that it was the right decision to make, because that she showed that she wanted to have her own life. She wanted to be outside of what society wanted to tell her, and she took Joe's advice in a way and was able to make something of her own. And for Beth, for the life that she had, and even though she got sick with scarlet fever, I believe that she was the strongest one out of them all, because that even though that she died young and that she was the first one out of the family to pass, I believe that she made a lasting impression on everybody, just at least pick themselves up and be able to keep pressing on with their lives. And it's just something that even though we don't feel like we have, I believe that this is something that we need to also remember to keep. Because if we do not keep this, then what else could we be able to do in our lives to help not only make ourselves pick ourselves back up, but be able to inspire others to pick themselves back up? We at least have to have one person to help us to pick ourselves back up if they're able to do it and they're sick. That was like how my grandmother was. She was very inspiring. She was very a go-getter. She was a beautifully and talented and incredible woman that was always there to always help us to pick ourselves right back up. Whether if she would give us a Bible verse of encouragement, or she would give us a word of encouragement that was based off of her own experience and what she did and what we could be able to do to be able to contribute to society and be able to contribute to our own lives. It was something that I believed that makes ourselves feel like if we could be able to be that change that we could be able to be for other people. I believe that that's something that it really hit me in the feels, that it got me emotional in thinking about that. And I know that things look like they're going to be very difficult in life, but I do believe that there are good things that will happen in this life, and that is the good things that will happen in this life. So I do believe that every single character in here was great. I believe that Greta Gerwig not directed this and wrote. I know that Greta Gerwig directed and wrote this movie, but she did an incredible job. Where I believe that she wrote an incredible movie, and that she directed an incredible movie, that I believe that it's going to be very inspirational from this point on. And I do believe that she is something that I feel like is more of like a great modern filmmaker. And it's like with Barbie, she did an incredible job on bringing the message of that, it was never about women being better than men. It was more of that women and men have equal issues, and that it's not talked about a lot for men to have issues, that it's based off of gender norms and gender cultures. But Little Women was a novel that it was depicting about a family's life during the times of the Civil War and what it meant to be a woman in America during 1861 and 1865 and even beyond that. And it was a point in history where someone wanted to be heard, and that she was able to do so by bringing this novel to a lot of people's houses and be able to have it sold, and for people to know exactly what kind of a story that can be told by a woman, despite any type of stereotypical ideas that people might have at the time. And that's one thing that I really appreciate about this, is that it's a novel that's supposed to be taken seriously, but also seeing the lightheartedness and the joy that was brought into it. I'm so grateful that they actually ended up making something that it's relatable to all, despite whether if you're a man or a woman, or despite your gender. And I think that it was something very inspirational. And I believe that this is something that I would definitely recommend for people. And this is a story that, and a movie that I would definitely recommend for those who love drama, who love romance, who love, just to want to feel like if they're not alone. And this is a beautiful movie. And yeah, it might not have been the Christmas movie that you guys were expecting, but I believe that this was a Christmas movie that you guys deserved to transition into the year and to transition into December. And I'm so grateful that I got to do this and see this again, and that hopefully you guys also enjoyed this as well. So without further ado, I just want to say thank you guys for watching the first movie in the 25 Days of Christmas Movies marathon that I'm going to be running on here. I am so sorry if the camera started being all jittery and out of place towards the end. I'm really, really sorry about that. But I don't know what's going on with my camera.